good. So all you need is a margarita. Hi, this is Ron at the Yankee Hill Winery Cooking School. I've had a few requests come in for sushi. And sushi is kind of a lot of steps to it. There's the rice, there's the fillings that you put in, there's the molding it together. And so I'll probably spend the next month explaining all of the different steps and to make it easier for you. Now to begin with, we are going to start with rice. And so we're going to use short grain rice here. And I have 3 cups. And because short grain rice is kind of sticky, we need to kind of wash it. And so we put it in water, and then you just have to move it around with your hands, and you can see the water getting cloudy, and that's the starch that is coming off of the rice. And you just want to keep doing it. It's called scrubbing the rice. We just keep moving it around and try to get as much as possible off. And this is before we cook the rice. Then we can just take it like this, and you can see all of the starch. We'll drain off as much water as possible. And then we'll just pour this out. And get some more water in there. And I'm using cold water. And so here we'll just take this and put it back in, and we'll just do it again. And each time the water will get a little bit more transparent. And you can see this water is, you can see the rice through it, which means the first scrubbing we got quite a bit of the starch out. So then we'll just take it like this, let it drain, and I'm using a rice cooker. And people ask me which rice cooker to get. I kind of like the rice cookers that are just on and off and aren't too complicated. We have bought about 7 different rice cookers and tried them all out, and it seems that the simplest one is the best, in my opinion. Okay, so we get all of our rice out there. And then we have 3 cups of rice. I'm going to add 3.5 cups of water. Then we'll just spread it out. And then we plug it in and turn it on. Now, one thing that I've noticed with the rice cookers, they have a hole up here to let steam out, but it kind of splatters all over your counter. So I find if I take a towel and put on there, it will keep it from doing that. And then we'll just let that cook, and that will take about 20 minutes. Now while that's cooking, we want to make up a dressing that we will be putting on the rice. And that is 1 cup of rice wine vinegar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. And we just want to dissolve those in there. And this is going to kind of flavor the rice and also make it easier to work with. And then I will make up, this is 2 cups of water. And I like to just take some sake and pour in it. And we want probably 1/4 cup. And this will be to keep our hands lubricated so we can push the rice around and make it work better. Now you can use, if you don't have sake, you can use rice wine vinegar as well. And then we will, when the rice is through, we will put it in. I have a wooden tub that I use. And the first thing we want to do with this is to run water in it so the rice will not stick to the bottom of it that easily. Okay, we have finished cooking our rice here. And so I'll just take off the towel. Now, if you like facials, you could give yourself a rice facial with this. And then here, we have our rice, and it's looking good. Just get it all pulled away from the bottom of the bowl. And then we'll put it into the tub. And as you put it in, you want to just take your spoon and make little vents, because the steam and the heat will go up and it will help to dry out the rice. So there, we'll get that out. And then here, now you could use a glass, square flat dish to put this in and do this. And so once we set it like this, we then want to take our dressing. And here we try to get as much of the sugar and salt dissolved. And then we just put it around in a circle, trying to get it all around there. And then we just want to take this and move it from one side to the other. So we would just take this like this, and what we're doing is we're not only cooling it, but we're coating the rice with the dressing, which will make it so much easier to put on the nori. And so we can do this in one direction, like this. You could also use a fan. Sometimes I use a hand one rather than electric. And then we can turn it and then pull it back to one side. And then cut into it like this and move it to the other. And so this is going to cool. Now we want this to cool to get to about room temperature. And then we would take a damp towel and place over it to keep it moist. And so we'll set this aside and we'll let it cool some more. And I'll continue to cut these grooves in it to let the steam out. So I'll just put it right over there. So when we get the rice where we want it, then we will put the mat out with the nori on it, and we'll start to make up some sushi.